Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and our Unheralded Dynasty. And hey, if you're enjoying this Unheralded Dynasty journey, drop a comment with which player you're most excited to see develop this season out of our last recruiting class. And or drop a comment with what you'd like to see in the background of one of our players. I'd like to get more variety in the backstories of these guys, and I want to rely on you guys to help me do that so that we don't keep seeing the same things recur as we dive into these players in their hometown visits. So any comments or feedback you guys have, I'd really appreciate it. Now, let's get back to the video. This is going to be a quick episode again. We're just diving into encouraging transfers and setting up our schedule, and then we should be good to go for the next season. Next season is going to be exciting. I've got the first 2 weeks recorded already, week 0 and week 1. We get our first game in and we get a look at some freshmen. So I'm excited to dive in to season 2, but let's wrap up season 1, encourage our transfers, get the schedule set, and then we're ready to take on season 2. All right, time to encourage transfers. We're going to have probably a lot of cuts to make. Yep, 24, but it'll be all guys that we did not recruit. Boodle, I think, is out, just not where we need him to be as a redshirt junior. And I think Lawrence is going to be out. You know, I like Scherer, I like O'Rourke, and Singh out better than him. We'll give him a chance to play somewhere else. We got Jolly coming up. Just not enough room. Running back, I think we're going to cut Schillinger. I think Boone will push him for playing time this year. And we got, Abraham and Bickerstaff are going to get a ton of the carries. Tola's waiting in the wings. Schillinger, just the odd man out. Fullback, we don't need to cut. Wide receiver, Bradbury, 79 speed. Just not going to cut it, I think, at most Division I programs. I think Kenyon Smith is out. Again, 83 speed. Not where we need it to be. Cavell, I think we'll keep on. He made a good jump. He has 91 speed. I feel good about this receiving crew as of now. If I were to cut somebody, we're kind of looking at Chosen here, I think. But we'll come back if we need. Tight end, somebody to cut. I wish I could cut Yeaston. But I have the power spread option playbook. And I think we need quite a few tight ends for that. Left tackle. Bias, I think, is getting taken over by Liggins. I think speed-wise, at left tackle, 54, I'd like to have something a little bit higher. Left guard, nothing's clear here yet. I know Hirth is a senior at 79, so maybe he's a possible cut and let Ollie in office battle us out for 2 years. We'll see what we've got to cut. We still got a lot of cuts left, but I want to go through and get the obvious cuts out. Center, we're good. Right guard, nothing obvious here. Maybe Pilgrim is not necessarily the speed we want, but again, we'll come back. Franco at 65. I think Flott will overtake him next year, so we'll cut Franco. I think Mendoza being a junior, Kearns. I think Fernandez, I don't have an issue playing Fernandez over Kearns, so Kearns will ask to leave. Left end, we move Vasquez here because we need some speed, which I think leaves Santiago on the outside looking in and transferring out. D-tackle wise, we brought in 3 good ones I'm excited about, which means that Mateo, Chick, and Copper are all out. Possibly even Fumagalli here, or maybe Smoot. I think Smoot is capped out. Let's get Smoot out. We'll leave it at that for now. Right end, Toomer, not the speed. He would have to move to D-tackle, and I think we're set there, so he's out. Roby, again, not the speed we're looking for. It says position. D-tackle is not an option. Roby is out. Left outside linebacker. I think of these 3, Carry On being the slowest, we're going to encourage him to transfer. Middle linebacker. We got Brink here. We can cut Brink because we've got Ware. I think Ware is an elite dev as well. So I think Brink we're going to ask to transfer out. And if we need to redshirt Ware, I think we've got linebackers that could fill in if needed. Millard is out. Price will stay. Cornerback. I think Paredes is going to be out. He's man-to-man. 84 speed. We don't want that. Boone made a good jump. And then actually maybe it's Villain. If I were to play somebody who can develop, Boone maybe has 1 more year of development, catches up with Villain. We've got all these guys, I guess, ahead of Boone. So let's get Boone. He's not going to play ahead of these guys later on. Probably not even Tut. So we'll get Boone transferred out. We'll keep Villain in case something happens to one of these guys. Free safety, I think we're good. Stokes has got to be out, and Jose. We're already getting down. We got 2 cuts left. Just like that, we're back to QB. O'Rourke offers some really good physical, although nothing, I think maybe just a play action, but that's only bronze. I like that Singh has a field general, as does Scherer. Singh, if he's a redshirt freshman, I think O'Rourke would transfer out. So O'Rourke will encourage the transfer. Running back, I think we're good. Fullback. Wide receiver, I thought maybe Chosen. But would we go him over like Baselli? Liggins? No, Office, Ollie. Maybe Hirth. He's got 95 strength. He's got quick step and quick drop. Ooh, that's tough to pass on. Okay, so we'll keep Hirth. Right guard, we got Colombo and Pilgrim. I think Pilgrim's going to go, 59 speed. Colombo's got the strength we want. Right tackle, is there anybody worse? Fernandez, maybe. Yeah, I think if Fernandez were to stay, Lutris is ready to take his spot if needed. And at left tackle, we could throw in one of these guys. Okay, so Fernandez is out. And that gets us to 85. We did it, 24 cuts. That to me is the most challenging part of the game. I think encouraging transfers, especially when you're bringing those 35-man class, when you're taking over a program and you're trying to replace all the guys. Like I said before, we've got 90% of the roster was normal development. And so we had to get some big turnover. And even into next year, we've got to bring in more guys. So that's a plan. Transfers are done. Conferences are going to stay the same. Hopefully you guys are enjoying those. I'll be sure to keep checking in on those so we get used to seeing the logo, the name. We kind of know who's in what conference. And it's not just kind of a made-up thing that we never check on. I want it to be something that sticks as you watch this dynasty. All right, let's move on. All right, this is the last part of the episode. We're not going to set up the recruiting board. I like to do that in a fresh video, but we will set our schedule. We didn't set our schedule last year, and I think that kind of hurt us. We got 2 non-conference games we can play. You can see, 3 road games to end the season. Let's count how many road games we got. 1, 2, out of 10, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means we got 4 home games. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so when you do custom conferences, they don't always find that perfect balance of getting you even home and away games. We're going to make sure we get 6 home and 6 away. So we have 6 away conference games, 4 home conference games. North Texas, I like that matchup. I think that's a good one. I think week 3 would be a good opportunity to get some visits in if we need to. Let's see what we got week 6. See if we got anybody near us that's ranked. Not really. We'll take week 6 off. Let's go week 9. Iowa State's kind of a regional opponent. They're out of the Glacier Valley. Sam Houston would be a good one. It's kind of an even matchup, a recruiting battle. I like Sam Houston. Let's do that. They seem to be on all of the same recruits that we are. And I'd like to show them that we can come out on top. Same with North Texas, I think. Texas State there too. Okay, so we've got 6 home, 6 away. We have a tough stretch at the end of the season here. Texas Tech on the road is going to be tough. Houston on the road. We get Texas State at home for the rivalry game, which I think is good. Although, do we have any other rivals? Let me check. All right, so I didn't find any other rivals. Well, one website mentioned North Texas as a rival, so I'm going to go with that. And I like taking on the Texas schools. I think recruiting-wise, that can give us an advantage. All right, quick look at the Heisman preseason list. Alvin Isaac out of USF, Jelani Watkins, Trey Owens, Graham Knowles, and Tyler Cherry. Those are the initial Heisman Trophy winners. We'll see if any of them can stay on throughout the season. All-Americans, they got Trey Owens there, Shaquille Lord, and then Alvin Isaac. All right, that is going to do it for this episode. We got a great recruiting class coming in. A lot of them, 98% of them are going to be redshirted. Get us ready for next season. We got position changes that really helped us, especially at the cornerback position. Training results, we saw some guys take some big jumps. Some redshirt freshmen showed us that they'll be ready to get on the field if called upon. We cut ties with a lot of the previous coaching staff's players. We got our schedule set. This coming season, again, we're going to dive into some more games. It won't be complete gameplay, but we'll check in, kind of see how the guys play. Most of the focus will be on recruiting, diving with the recruiting features of the hard sell, the DM, what does that look like? We'll touch base with Coach Waysby Cruton, see what kind of recruits he's found. And then season 3, I think we'll really dive in to a lot of gameplay and incorporate that in with everything else we're doing. So I'm excited, happy to be done with the first season, get our first recruiting class in. I don't know if there's a more exciting time in a game than getting that first recruiting class in, seeing what you've got. It's a little bit different here. We've got to redshirt them, so next season may be more exciting. We'll see. But I love getting that first recruiting class in, setting the tone for the program we're going to build. Thanks again for watching, and until the next one, keep gaming, keep growing, and keep celebrating those obscure victories. Game on.